Hey babes, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Isha if you're new here, and if you are new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe for more videos from me. So today we're going to be filming the end of the year book tag. I got this video idea from Larry. This video originally came from Destiny. I have both their videos linked down below. Okay, let's jump right into the tag. It's about 23 questions and they're really good questions. So I'm excited to film this. This year, I'm not going to say it was a bad reading year, but it wasn't the best. I'm not gonna lie, it was not the best reading year. It was just too much going on. You know, I graduated college this year. So give me a break. Okay? I have the questions on my phone. It took me a minute to get all my answers for all these questions. I reached my read and go this year. I had so many anticipated reads for this year, and then every anticipated read I bought the book and I never read the book, but we're just gonna ignore that. So a disclaimer about these books, I tend to have a lot going on in my head, so I might be missing some and I might like be editing and be like, oh, I forgot about them. Sometimes I do tend to be like a little scatterbrained, so some of these books get lost in translation. Maybe got lost in translation. Some of these books do get kind of lost in my head. The first question is most disappointed read of this year. Okay, so my most disappointed read of this year would have to be To Hate Adam Connor. Before you even try to go hard on me in the comments, I already know that a lot of people love To Hate Adam Connor, but personally for me, it was really hyped up because I did enjoy To Love Jason Thorne. I did enjoy that book. I really did. My only problem with To Hate Adam Connor was Lucy. She just got really annoying. A little bit over the halfway point, she's got really annoying. I'm just like, girl, get a rest. That was my only problem. Like, I loved the kid. The kid was cute. Adam was cute. Lucy, not so much. So I couldn't vibe with it. And that's my truth. Okay. The next question is Underdog Book of the Year. Okay. The Underdog Book of the Year would have to be Crave / Takedown. You know, I'm probably only supposed to pick one book, but I picked two. Thoroughly enjoyed these books. They were good, solid books. Now, Crave, it was a lot going on in Crave. And in Takedown. Takedown is kind of like a Marriage of Convenience. Crave is kind of just, I don't even know, like maybe dislike. Cause it was like, then dislike to like. Both those books had a lot going on, but I thoroughly enjoyed both of them. Sandra and Jacob, they met at a party. They hit it off on the right foot. Then something happened at the party and she was like, yeah, I'm not messing with that man anymore. Which it was valid because of the way he reacted to something that happened in the book. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, and then Takedown was following when Millie and Jake got married in Vegas on a drunken night. They're also like neighbors, so it's kind of like forced proximity. And then it turns into like a marriage of convenience because they have to like start pretending that they're married to Millie's mom's in town, and her mom have like a strained relationship. Like, they're underdog books. I haven't heard or seen anybody talk about these books. Let me not do a whole bunch of talking and describing because this video might be long because it's 23 questions. The next question is a book that was overhyped. A book that was overhyped for me would probably be The Flat Share. Now, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the book. I did a whole book review on it. I think I rated it, what did I rate it? Maybe like 4 stars. I'm not sure. It was a good book, but it wasn't as good as everyone was making it out to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everyone was talking about it too much to the point where like I built it up in my head like, oh, this is gonna be a 5-star read. I'm gonna love everything of it. My personal opinion, I don't like saying that a book is overhyped because 9 times out of 10 when I see a book and it's really hyped up, I always enjoy it. Like, if I had to pick a book, it'd be The Flash Share. The next one is Favorite Book Couples. Now, I read Magnolia Parks this year, so you already know Magnolia and BJ, they're gonna be one of my favorite couples of this year. Also, Betting on You, Charlie and Bailey. And I just recently found out that Charlie is Wes's cousin. Guys, Wes from Better Than the Movies, yeah, Charlie's his cousin. That's the biggest, best surprise I've heard all year. It might be a little bit over dramatic, but like, hello? Their cousin? I also really like Kai and Miller. I really like Kai and Miller. Their banter, her comeback, the way they would just go at each other, I just absolutely loved it. I loved everything. I also really liked Stevie and Xander. I really like Stevie and Xander. Like, they were cute. Like, okay. Yasmin and Josiah. I started off the year good with that couple. I really did. Josh and Ari. I'm gonna be talking about this read for the rest of my life. You Again, they were just the perfect New York couple. Like, I love New York so much. So then I was reading that book and I was just like, I need to be where y'all are. I need to be there to bury myself inside this book. Like, I need to jump into the pages and live there forever. That's how I was feeling about this book. The way it started with off hating each other and then friends, lovers. Also, another one, my favorite, Butcher and Blackbird, Sloan and Rowan. I adored them. The book was so chaotic, but in the best way possible, and I just fell in love with them as a couple. Favorite main characters, Magnolia Park. I absolutely love that girl. I adore that girl. Can I Be You? Jack Smith from The Love Hypothesis. That man, he was just another level of just considerate, attentive, compassionate. Jack Smith from The Love Hypothesis, he really ate down, and I don't think you like understand how much that man just like was that man. Also, Pep from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I absolutely love Pep. She was that girl over there solving murder cases in high school. She was smart, educated. Miller from Caught Up. She was literally one of the funniest characters I've read this year. Comebacks. Her comeback were so good. I was smiling every time she had one of her comeback. Then another one, Alana and Cal. Cal was definitely one of my favorite golden retrievers, and I just loved his character development. Watching Cal's development, watching him and Alana, and Alana just had like the biggest heart. Rosie and Lucas, the American Roommate Experiment. I absolutely loved Lucas. He was just adorable. Like, the man can cook, funny, he's attentive, very much so, acts of service, physical touch, and just adorable. I just love them. And Rosie was just like a romance writer, and she was hilarious. A book that surprised me. Now, I got this book because the cover was super cute. Role playing, and I didn't know. The couple in the book were like more like middle age, close to 50, and they were really adorable and cute, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Him concerning his sexuality and all that, friendship, and the way they play video games all the time, and she has like a kid, he's grown, and it just had all the elements in the book that I was just, whoa, like, this is a really good book. It holds a special place in my heart. I will go back and probably reread it because it was that good. Sorry, the angle's a little bit different. I just put in a new battery. A new favorite author that I discovered this year had to be Miranda Kent. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I've read the Valid Deception trilogy. I've never read any of her books before, and I've enjoyed the whole trilogy. I bought another one of her books, so I'm just gonna like deep dive into her world and her universe because she has so many, and they're just like right up my alley, but I gotta be in the mood to read them. So I would say Jess Hastings, the woman that wrote the Magnolia Park series, known about the series since last year. It was my first year reading one of her books. Happiest read this year. Now, when I think of like the happiest read, I'm thinking of like a super fluffy, cute read. That's just like what pops into my head when I think of a happiest read. But my happiest read this year was probably Practice Made Perfect and When in Rome. I just feel like Sarah Adams' books are just like happy vibes in general. Those were my happiest read of the year. The most frustrating book I've read in 2023, I read around the beginning of the year. Daisy's Back in Town. That book pissed me off. I DNF'd it. Like, I think that was my first book that I've ever DNF'd. Be a little bit drastic, but I'm pretty sure it was Daisy Back in Town was the first book I DNF'd. Because the way Daisy just pissed me off in the book, like, I'm not gonna get into a rant about it because I ranted about it in my reading wrap up at the beginning of the year, but she couldn't stand her. Best adaptation of the year. I haven't watched any of the book adaptations. 9 out of 10, if I see a movie and from a book that I want to read, I'm going to read the book before I watch the movie. I haven't watched Everything I Know About Love, which I want to, so I'm just going to skip that question. Longest book I read this year, I think, was either Rock Bottom Girl or Hands Down. Hands Down was a reread this year. I read it last year and I missed them, so I wanted to reread it. Yeah, that might be my longest read of the year. I think we're not talking about rereads, we're talking about Rock Bottom Girl, because I'm pretty sure this is the longest, and it's basically about the woman. She was in a big city, it didn't work out, and she moved back to her hometown. She's like in her 30s. She moves back in with her parents, and she's basically getting her life put together. She becomes a soccer coach. It's her old high school soccer team. Some romance. It has slow burn as well, but it has like a lot of cuteness. It's Lucy Score books are hilarious. She always has like the puns. I would recommend. Shortest book of the year. Now, the shortest book was probably an audiobook, Still Hung on You. If not that, then same time next year, it's just like a really short novella, marriage convenience type vibe. I lusted over this girl for a whole year. Favorite covers of the year. I have quite a few. I love covers. Like, if a book cover is adorable and cute, I'm going to add it to my TBR. So I'm just gonna do the ones I have read. You Again, I absolutely love this cover. It just gave me fall vibes, and fall was my favorite season. She Gets the Girl, super cute. The flowers, the roller skates. It was just adorable and cute, and the whole book was adorable and cute. Betting on You, this cover 8 down. The Betting on You cover 8 down. Cat cartoons, them in different settings. Also, the side cover has like them two facing opposites, and like her outfit was just adorable. Butcher and Blackbird, that cover is really cute. I love the chainsaws and how like it has the different weapons that they use. I loved how the Magnolia Parks universe cover just has like all things Magnolia. Like a book you haven't stopped thinking about, Magnolia Parks. That universe is constantly running through my head. It's not running through my head like the Dish Sex Alleyway series, because they'll pop in my head and I'll start getting teary-eyed. I'm constantly thinking about Josh and Ari and just the whole vibe of the book. I'm constantly thinking about. Maybe I'm constantly thinking about it because I read it in the fall. Also, another one, oh my god, it was in my head and I lost it. It was in my head and I lost it. What book was it? What book was it? Everything I Know About Love. This book is probably one of my top favorite books of all time. I absolutely love that book. I absolutely love everything about the book. An amazing read. I cried reading it multiple times. I don't know if I was just like, woo, going through it, but it really just hit a special place in my heart. Unpopular book you loved, because like I don't really listen to hate on books that I love. Like sometimes I go back and I read reviews and like they be having valid point, but I don't take it into consideration. So I can't really think of a book that's unpopular. A book that I would say is unpopular, because I personally haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, is If Only You. I don't really know if it's actually unpopular. I love the series. This year, what was the highest and lowest book you read this year on Goodreads? Now the highest rated book I would have to say is Caught Up. That book is pretty high rated. It almost has 5 stars, which is very warranted. Personally, I rated 5 stars. So no complaints about that one. So I completely and 100% agree with that rating. Okay, and the lowest would probably be Still Hung on You. I rated it like, I enjoyed it, but it's rated like 3.3 stars. So I don't really agree with that rating, but I rated it 3.5. So I don't completely disagree with it. So yeah, favorite quotes of the year, I have a couple, so buckle up. One of the first ones is, nearly everything I know about love I've learned in my long-term friendships with women. Another one from Everything I Know About Love, you're realizing mundanity, I know I'm not saying the right word, of life. You are finally understanding how little point there is to anything. You are moving out of the realm of fantasy when I grow up and just into the reality that you're here. It's happening. I'm telling you, I read the book at the perfect time. Okay, that's all the quotes I can think of. I know I have a lot more. I can't really think of any, because another one of my favorite quotes from this year is the Magnolia Park's first page, like Hammy loves eating lifetime. That whole quote page, I'll insert it on the screen if you want to pause it and read it if you haven't read the book yet, but it just hits me right in the solar plexus. Like I probably need to go to my phone and like look at the quote. Another one of my favorite quotes I've read this year is from Happy Place, and it's, my best friends taught me a new kind of quiet, the peaceful stillness of knowing one another so well you don't need to fill the space, and the new kind of loud noise as celebration, as the overflowing of joy at being alive here now. Okay, so we're done with the quotes. Like I feel like I've said a lot of quotes. Book with the most unique concept, Ice Planet Barbarian. Like that has a really unique concept. Butcher and Blackbird, I feel like that concept is very unique for me. And Ice Planet Barbarian, that book, and like I read like the first 3 books in that series as well. A book I would reread, 1,100%, Everything I Know About Love, Reading Go Reflection, plus 2024 Reading Go. So my Reading Go Reflections, I made it, woo, 75, and that's my Reading Go, and I passed it by like 2-3 books. So I probably will make it to like 180, fingers crossed. But I think in 2024 I hope to read at least 200 books. I think we can make it to 200 next year, fingers crossed. The last question, after 2023 reading, what would you prioritize in 2024 reading wise? Not being scared to read my super anticipated read, because for me, I'm a big mood reader. As soon as like I get in a state of mind, like if I read one single parent trope, I absolutely love it, I'm going to try to read a whole bunch of single parent tropes, and then I push my newer books I've been anticipating to back burner. So I want to read, and I get it, like I need to read books like I'm in the mood to read, but I do feel like just because I'm scared to read it, because I'm scared I'm gonna be disappointed, doesn't mean I shouldn't read the book. And just because I'm scared of like a trope in the book, like for example accident pregnancy trope, just because like I don't necessarily like that trope doesn't mean I shouldn't read books with that trope, because it might be like one of the best books I've ever read. So I think I want to get more out of my comfort zone when it comes to reading in 2024. Like I want to read more kind of mystery books, but I need a subplot of romance. Like in every like fantasy, it has to have a subplot of romance or I can't enjoy it. That's just me. I'm a romance girly. I need the romance. I need the, oh, he's in love with her. I need him to be having longing gazes at his love interest and vice versa. So that's what I'm going to prioritize in 2024. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. And thank you, Destiny, so much for creating this book tag. I thoroughly enjoyed talking about all these books. All right, bye. Okay, I need to make a thumbnail.